Sunday is always my favorite day to train legs and bum because it's usually a day off, which means I've normally had more sleep, I've normally drunk more water, I've normally eaten more food, I'm normally more relaxed, I'm normally less stressed, which means I have more energy for the biggest, hardest workout of the week, which is always legs and bum. The difference on this day in particular though is it was day 2 of my period, and my last 2 periods have been quite painful. So I've just taken 2 Nurofen before this workout, which is probably why, in hindsight, why I got quite a lot of PBs in this workout, because the Nurofen probably gave me a higher pain threshold. But anyway, I'm on a 12 rep range at the moment, and my first exercise, which I like to call the pinnacle exercise, my biggest, heaviest, most intense lift, to start with is the single leg hip thrust. And I like starting with this one because I'm really trying to target my glutes and hamstrings without growing my quads. And if you're wondering why, well, this is why. I've always had quads. That part of my body has just always grown. I actually had quad muscles before I started going to the gym. So genetically, I've just always had muscle in that area. So I'm trying to grow the muscles around it so that my quads don't become overpowering. And when I do single leg exercises, I always try and treat them as each leg as 2 separate working sets. So I have a full rest in between legs before I start the other side. Then it's on to a Cossack squat, which you could actually call a single leg squat or even a split squat because you're loading one leg at a time. The reason why I'm doing this exercise at the moment is because I really need to work on the flexibility in my adductors. I've got quite an obvious muscle imbalance there. So I like doing this exercise because it really works the adductors in the lengthened position, and I feel like it's improving my flexibility at the same time. But I tell you what, it is much harder than it looks. I know I'm struggling, but on the inside I'm struggling way more than I am on the outside. This is a freaking hard exercise. This is a standing hip abductor machine, but I'm actually going to do it in the seated position because I like to be different, which means I'm basically bent at the hips as if I'm sitting down on a chair. I just feel it more in my glute medius when I'm down in that lower position there. So your glute medius, that's the upper part of your glutes, a smaller muscle group as well, which isn't as targeted when you do the hip thrust. That's why I like to do the 2. But because it is a plate loaded machine, I don't feel like I can progressive overload every week. So this will be swapped out at some point. It's not going to stay in my whole entire program. I like having it at the start, just when I'm on a 12 rep range and I can work with a lighter amount of weight. But as I start adding more and more plates to the machine, it actually starts to feel quite awkward and uncomfortable. So I'm not going to keep this in forever. This will just be for the next few weeks, this exercise. I'm moving on to the seated hip abductor machine, but I'm going to do it in a standing position because, wow, with any machine like this, it really depends on your mechanics as to what feels comfortable. But these levers, they don't come close enough together for me to feel like I get enough stretch in the lengthened position. So I have to sit up and back. So see how I'm leaning back and my butt is almost out of the seat. So I'm almost in an upright position. So I'm a lot more upright than when I did the standing adductor. I just feel like now when I lean back, I'm able to actually get that contraction through the upper part of the glute. This is a personal favorite of mine, and one of the reasons why I like doing the push down exercise on the pull-up machine is because it doesn't require any bending back of the toe. So any single leg exercise like a split squat, Bulgarian split squat, anywhere where your back foot, you have to bend at the toe, is really uncomfortable for me now because I've got one toe that just doesn't bend all the way back. So if I want to load my legs up quite heavy, I'm actually quite limited on the exercises that I can do. So this exercise is great because I can go really, really, really heavy. I don't have to bend back at the toe at all, and also there's no loading at all through the back. Anytime I do like a donkey kick back exercise, the first few weeks is fine, but as I go progressively heavier, I always get to a point where I can feel it in my lower back. So with this exercise, no matter how heavy it goes, I never feel any pain or anything in my lower back. So I think it's a really good, safe way of just really taking yourself all the way to failure. Now this is a funny exercise because it's one of those machines where when I first saw it, I laughed and I was like, why would anybody use that? And now it's actually one of my favorite machines. So this is my advice to you, is don't ever knock it till you try it. Be willing to try things that look stupid because you never know what you're going to learn. So yes, it's a torso rotator, I don't know. But you're obviously rotating at your torso with resistance. So what I found is, yes, I think primarily it's meant to work your obliques, but you can actually twist yourself around so much that I feel it's stretching between my shoulder blades. So it's improving the twist in my back, which is a big focus for me, improving my flexibility. And also, because of how you have to place your feet, you actually have to contract one of your adductors to steady yourself. So it actually works your adductors unilaterally, one at a time, which I need more of anyway because I've got one adductor which is stronger than the other. So I feel like I'm getting at least 3 different benefits. It's improving my flexibility, strengthening my obliques, fixing the muscle imbalance in my adductors. So I don't think this is a stupid exercise at all anymore. I don't care how stupid I look. This is helping me a lot, and this is one of my new favorites. Go figure.